Hi, it's Nick Astor with TriplePundit.com here at the 2013 edition of the South by Southwest Eco Conference. I'm here with Jose Beciero, and you are the Director of Clean Energy for the Austin Chamber of Commerce. That sounds like a good thing for the Chamber to be involved in. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Our program started back in 2004. The Austin Chamber, we have a program called Opportunity Austin where we're trying to diversify Austin's technology industry. And one of the key parts of the technology industry in Austin is clean energy or clean technology. So we've been involved with helping startup companies in clean energy grow, get funded. We've been also busy trying to recruit the clean energy industry to Austin. So we spent a lot of time in California and other clean tech hubs around the country, talking and meeting with companies and trying to encourage them to expand and relocate in Central Texas.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds like it's really good for startups and so on. What about the rest of the business community in Austin? Have they been embracing this? Are they excited to see these newcomers arriving and getting off the ground?
Absolutely. And it's really interesting because, in Texas, obviously, we're a big oil and gas economy, and the fact that we're pursuing clean tech as a target industry in Austin seems like it would be in conflict with what's happening around the state, especially with oil and gas and fracking, et cetera. But it really goes hand in hand. I think what we're trying to do in Austin is leverage technologies to improve the efficiency of traditional conventional energy, also the safety, reliability of the energy infrastructure, and also make traditional oil and gas cleaner and just a better process and also more efficient. So in Austin, being a tech hub, I think we are really showing that clean technologies can solve our energy challenges.
It's good to hear. I know that there is that stereotype, but there's also a lot of other facts, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but Texas is the #1 wind-producing state, among other things. Can you give me a few of the other successes that you've enjoyed? I suppose Austin specifically, but if there's a statewide implication, that's cool too.
Yeah, so Texas, we were kind of late to the renewable energy development game. California and other states definitely had a head start. But in less than 15 years, Texas very quickly became the biggest wind market in the entire nation. And actually, we're currently the 5th largest wind market in the world. So it's amazing how being an oil and gas state, we've been able to blend renewable energy with our overall energy portfolio. And it's actually proving to be beneficial in how it balances natural gas and actually makes the grid more reliable. We've been able to avoid a lot of rolling blackout situations because of the amount of wind energy we have installed today in Texas. And now solar is kind of the next big energy play in Texas. We already see cities like Austin and San Antonio taking a lead. Both cities have public utilities that have been very aggressive in offering rebates for rooftop solar and building out utility scale solar farms. Texas is obviously still behind California and other states, but it's the interesting thing about Texas is we have a very different climate, and peak demand is one of our biggest challenges. And the fact that solar produces power when you need it during the middle of the day, it's going to be a key technology going forward. So we're also leading in how we're deploying solar. And I would say the next major area that we're taking a lead in is in smart grid development. We have a project here in Austin called Pecan Street Inc., and they've been busy building out a smart grid demonstration project across the city since 2009. They're leveraging some federal funding. They've raised about $40 million total for smart grid research. There's about 1,000 homes and businesses that are participating directly in the project. And what we're basically doing is we're installing energy monitoring devices within the homes, and we're monitoring up to 28 devices within the homes. So we're doing a lot of sub-metering within the homes, and we're collecting data in real time about energy usage, how much power the refrigerator is using, dishwashers, pool pumps, how much power the solar panels are generating, electric vehicles charging. So this type of data is something that's never existed before, and that's why Department of Energy was one of our initial funders. And so we're doing all this work in Austin today, and it's really about being innovative and leveraging technologies to improve energy reliability.
Now that's pretty cool. So the Pecan Street Inc. project, 1,000 homes connected to this smart grid.
Right.
Have you been able to see what having access to all that data does for you? Are we reducing energy load? Are we saving money?
Yeah, we actually are. So the residents and the businesses that are participating, we already start to see how their energy usage behavior has changed because those residents are having real-time access to all of their energy usage information. The utilities, we have 16 corporate partners, big companies like Freescale and Intel and Cisco and Sony. We have 16 major corporate partners involved with Pecan Street, all investing their own time, money, and resources into the project to study smart grid technologies. But we also have 7 utilities that are also participating. And utilities are very interested in what's happening within the homes, within their customers' homes, because they want to know how their customers use energy and what time of day they're using energy, and depending on the different seasons, what's happening within these buildings in neighborhoods. And so we're already discovering that, having high density concentrations of rooftop solar and electric vehicles charging all at the same time, we're already starting to see the impacts it can have on existing distribution and feeder networks, transformers and substations. And we have some data that shows that transformers do tend to overheat and are overstressed whenever you have a lot of rooftop solar that's actually generating more power than is being consumed. So a lot of that power is getting pushed back onto the grid, and that does put additional stress on energy infrastructure. And then electric vehicles all charging at the same time. Most folks will just come home at 5 and plug in their car, but that's right in the middle of the peak demand time for energy in Texas. So the utilities are starting to see what is happening with these new technologies being integrated into the grid and how they're having to adjust their maintenance and construction schedules long term for their distribution and feeder networks. So there's a lot of value being generated from the work that Pecan Street is doing, and Austin is really taking a leadership role. And one important point about Pecan Street is that the model that we've generated, which includes the Chamber, the City of Austin, the University of Texas, is that it's a model that can be replicated in other cities around the country. And we have now been contracted to install our monitoring systems in neighborhoods in other cities, including the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Houston, Boulder, Colorado, San Diego, New York, and also Amsterdam. So we're now collecting real-time energy usage all across the world. And what we're doing with this data is we're making it available to the private sector, to technology companies, to researchers, academia, and we're spending a lot of time on data analytics and trying to understand what's happening within homes and businesses and how we can design new policies and new technologies for smart grid. So
sounds like exactly the kind of experimentation we need to get to the bottom of a very big solution.
Absolutely.
Jose, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.